What's up, everybody? Good Sunday morning. Hope you guys are doing well today. And we've got a little bit more rookie minicamp stuff to talk about. Before I get into some of the details of what went down yesterday, one thing that I should say is that I don't know if we're going to be getting anything today. My understanding, and I could be wrong, but my understanding is that there's not going to be any more on-field stuff, and that today is going to be mostly about off-field work, which is the stuff that we really don't get to learn much from. It's private stuff between the team and the player. So if I'm right about that assumption, I think that you are probably looking at a situation where the information that we have is about all we're going to get, and today is more of a private exchange of knowledge between coaches and players. So don't expect much today. So tomorrow we'll probably be moving on to something new. But there was a few things today that I wanted to talk about from Rookie Minicamp. Shout out to all the wonderful beat reporters that covered this stuff. Guys like Nemhauser, Corbin, Brady Henderson. They all do a great job on this stuff, allowing people like me that aren't actually there at the facility to get a little bit of an idea of what's going on. So just to go through some of the interesting highlights real quick here. Again, a lot of the intrigue revolved around Jaylen Milroe. There was some interesting stuff there. McDonald continued to talk about Milroe's role in the offense in these next couple of years. And McDonald said previously, right after the draft, that Milroe was only a quarterback. And it seems like they're trying to kind of shy away from the idea of using Milroe as a trick play guy, like a tight end or a fullback. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. That could be misdirection. They could change their mind later. But it feels like they're trying to push that to the side a little bit here. It feels like they're trying to warn people that you shouldn't expect to see that. And there's a lot about Milroe that I need to talk about going forward here. I have mixed thoughts on that. On the one hand, Taysom Hill was an undrafted rookie, right? He was an undrafted free agent. Using him in a utility role like he has in the NFL so far, tight end, fullback, quarterback, blah, 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 that's something that kind of makes sense. But if you're looking at Milroe as a future franchise quarterback, having him do the trick play stuff, I don't know if it's good. On the other hand, it does diminish his ability to contribute as a rookie and possibly even as a sophomore, which I don't love because he was a third-round pick. And I'd like to get at least a little bit of an idea where he is over the next couple years if he's not going to be playing quarterback. Now, Nemhauser's tweet did go on to say that doesn't mean he won't be used in special situations or plays tailored to his strengths. So I guess the door is being left open, but they're kind of being a little bit, it feels a little evasive about this. And I don't know what to expect here. I don't really know what I want. I think I want him out there as a tight end or fullback on some plays, but not if it interferes with him trying to be a quarterback, because that is still ultimately the goal here. Now, for the most part, when speaking about Milroe's play at the rookie minicamp, most of the reviews were fairly positive. Not everything was great, but there was a lot of indication that he was making strides. McDonald spoke about that a little bit in his press conference yesterday, about how he's improving, working on footwork stuff, working on release stuff. There was this write-up from Corbin Smith on his Emerald Spectrum blog. Go check it out, by the way. He's doing some pretty good work over there. And there was some good stuff coming out of Milroe's rookie minicamp review. There was also some not so great stuff, like a Tanner Volk interception over the middle on a pass from Milroe. So it wasn't all perfect, but it does seem like I said yesterday, whether or not this works, I don't get the sense it's going to not work because of lack of effort on his part. He is trying. He wants to get better. He wants to figure this stuff out. He wants to be the best player that he can be. And that's not something you can say about everybody. It's not going to be enough on its own, but it will go a significant distance because he has a lot of stuff to work on. Mechanics, footwork, release. I don't even know if this can be fixed, but the ability to layer in throws, playing under pressure, playing within the pocket, a lot of things to work on. It's a lot to fix in a couple of years. It seems like he's got the right attitude about it. And there was also some more talk about the virtual reality technology that Milroe has been using to try to improve his game with a minimal physical toll on his body. And McDonald spoke about that a little bit, and he said that other players may be using this as well. So I guess it really is a new era. This is not the football I grew up watching. This is not the football that most of us grew up watching. It's a new era, people. We've got virtual reality that is advanced far enough to where players can actually benefit tremendously from utilizing it. Again, I want to stress, this is something that Jaden Daniels used a lot last offseason to get better before the season started. So there is a proven track record here of utilizing this technology to improve as a player. So we'll see where it goes, but looks like we've got some players that are going to be utilizing it. So definitely keep an eye on that. One thing that I said yesterday was don't expect much from the offensive linemen over this 3-day weekend of rookie minicamp because from our perspective, we just can't really see where this is going. And honestly, we're not really going to know where our offensive line is until we get to the regular season. I've seen Seahawks teams have good preseason offensive lines. I've seen them have offensive lines that look good and get good reviews or rave reviews even in training camp. And then we get to the season and they can't get it done. So we're not really going to know anyway. But we did get this from Brady Henderson, John Benton working with the offensive linemen, including, of course, Gray Zabel, who is the primary guy that people are talking about. But there are other young players here working with Benton. Benton's a big pivot point for this season. Whether or not Benton works out in Seattle is going to go a long way in determining if this season's going to be good. We are betting a lot on John Benton, and I'd throw Clint Kubiak in there as well, because we did not go out there and get the expensive, proven veteran offensive lineman. We are hoping that Benton and, to a certain extent, Kubiak can make it work with what they have. So here's hoping, man. We need it. We need this very badly. There was also some stuff about Robbie Outs. Brady Henderson had this tweet here. Converting 5th round pick Outs, Robbie Outs. That's another one that's going to be tough for me, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys know right now. Converting him from tight end to fullback. Part of their vision for a more physical run game under new OC Clint Kubiak. But he'll have to beat out Brady Russell, who's making the same switch. So that serves as confirmation that Brady Russell is still expected to be moving to fullback. And I don't know if there's going to be like a training camp competition for that position or not. But I seriously doubt we're going to carry 2 fullbacks. So I wonder if Robbie ends up as the fullback on the active roster and Brady Russell is your practice squad guy who can do fullback stuff and a little bit of tight end stuff as well. I'm sure that Robbie's going to be able to do tight end stuff as well, by the way. That's what he did in college. I don't think he's going to forget it just because he's moving to fullback. I did check, by the way. I went over to Pro Football Focus. Last year at Alabama, he had 15 snaps as a backfield player and 224 inline, 52 slot, 13 wide. So less than 5% of his snaps were in the backfield. So this is not a guy who has a lot of familiarity playing fullback in college, at least not recently. So understand that this is going to be a transition for him. He is for the most part, a tight end right now. So this stuff may not happen overnight. And in the case of a guy like a Brady Henderson, it's worth noting, or Brady Russell, wow, my bad. Sorry, guys, I'm tired. But Brady Russell, he did do a little bit of fullback stuff last year on the rare occasions we wanted one. So there is a little bit of experience to lean on there. Corbin had this video clip here about Thor Griffith, nose tackle, who is trying out on a rookie invite. I don't really have anything to say about the clip in particular. It's just a little 4-second clip of Thor doing a defensive lineman drill. I just wanted to pull this up to say we really need a happy accident at the nose tackle spot, man. Somebody like a Thor Griffith actually landing and earning his way onto the 90-man roster and then the 53-man roster, or even the practice squad, would be big. If this guy can actually hit, then that's the kind of thing that we need to happen right now to really make this stuff come together. Because I firmly believe that this team completely ignoring the nose tackle position is going to hold them back in 2025 as of right now. If they can have a happy accident at that nose tackle position, I think that changes things. I think that alters the course of our upcoming season, not dramatically, but significantly. And a guy like Thor Griffith could be that dude. So I'm really rooting for Thor Griffith. There are a couple other guys that have a chance as well, but I want that true nose tackle. And sometimes these happy accidents happen when you need them the most. One last note from Brady Henderson here. Jamie Sheriff, who is in town for the rookie minicamp, even though he's been in the NFL before, we're looking at moving him to off-ball linebacker. Remember, he was an edge rusher as a rookie last season. So could be added value there. It is worth noting that the Seahawks are very, very thin at off-ball linebacker after their starters. I don't really know much of what they have. They've got Tyrese Knight. They've got Ernest Jones. And after that, it's tough. I think Jackson Woodard is a guy, but UDFA, he does have an uphill battle. I think Drake Thomas is interesting, but he hasn't done anything yet, so that could go one way or the other. And what else are we talking about here? Not a ton, not a lot. So if Jamie Sheriff can move to off-ball linebacker and do it well, and provide some edge stuff as well, maybe he's going to be a utility depth guy. I think that would be pretty cool. Remember, we really liked Jamie Sheriff last year. He played very well for us in the preseason. We just didn't have room for him. So let's see what happens. I'm going to go and get out of here. That's it for this one. Probably it for the rookie minicamp, if we're being honest. I wouldn't expect a ton to come out of whatever happens today. We'll see. See you guys later. Go Hawks. Everybody have a great rest of your day.